can't find Mr. Jones, Captain. I've looked everywhere.
He's got to be here somewhere. Look again.
I found him.
Where?
There.
During World War II, there were lots of new technologies that changed the world. Germany and the United States had the most advancements during this time period. Some of the weapons Germany was making could have changed the course of the whole war. These innovations included things like the U-boat, super tanks, and the first jet planes. Because Germany lost World War I, they had to sign a treaty saying they would not build any weapons. But when the Second World War started, they broke that treaty. U-boats were the most feared war machines of the time, with the ability to launch torpedoes at targets and stay hidden beneath the water. They had destroyed many Allied ships and many civilian ships in the early years of the war. These submarines were mass-produced during the war to give Germany the upper hand. Diving under the water was its defense against enemy fire, but not everything was blocked by the surface of the water. Depth charges were bombs that would sink to a predetermined depth and explode. The explosion didn't even have to hit the U-boat because the change in water pressure would crush the submarine. Towards the end of the war, the Allies had equipment like radar and sonar to detect the U-boats under the water, and weapons like homing torpedoes which could locate the sub by the noise of the propellers. Soon enough, the U-boat lost their element of stealth and were hunted to extinction. Hitler had a soft spot for big guns. He ordered bigger and bigger tanks to be built, starting with the Panzers. When Germany invaded Russia, the Panzers met their match with the Soviets' T-34. They had much more armor and a much more powerful gun. In response to this, Hitler ordered a new tank with an even bigger gun, which led to the Tiger tank. The T-34s were no match for these new Tiger tanks. They were perfect for combat but broke down and needed repairs constantly. Being outnumbered by the Soviets, the Germans had to retreat back to the borders. Hitler's master plan to keep pushing back was yet a bigger tank. This new monster tank would be 4 stories high and 39 meters long. The name of this tank was the Mouse. The plans for it were very complex and engineers ran into many problems. It would not be able to go over bridges without crushing them. The Mouse would burn a liter of diesel every 30 meters and in the end would prove to not be cost efficient for the war and was not put into production. One of Germany's best inventions was the first jet fighter known as the Me-262. It could reach speeds up to 500 miles per hour. By the time German jets were ready for battle, it was too late to make a difference in the war. The Allies were already closing in on Berlin, and the new jet fighters really never got to prove themselves. After the war, jet fighters were in high demand for air forces around the world. The US, Germany, and Britain were the first, and over time it became a standard for military aircraft. World War II was a big time for all these great and deadly super weapons. Some changed the world in more ways than just military use, and some changed the way we fight wars forever.